High in the mist-shrouded mountains of northern Vietnam lies a region rarely visited by outsiders. Hidden among the dense bamboo forests and steep terraced hillsides, there is a small, remote village known only to a few. This village, called Thanh Mu, was once a thriving community, known for its ancient traditions, stunning rice terraces, and the hauntingly beautiful songs sung by the elders. But today, it no longer exists, or at least, that's what the few who claim to have been there say. The story begins in 1979, when a group of travelers stumbled upon the village during a trek through the mountains. The travelers were seasoned explorers, looking to document the untouched cultures of Southeast Asia. When they first arrived at Thanh Mu, they were struck by the otherworldly atmosphere of the place. The villagers, dressed in colorful woven garments, welcomed them warmly, though with an air of quiet caution. The village seemed frozen in time. There were no roads, no electricity, and the houses were built in the traditional stilted style, made of wood and thatch. The villagers lived in harmony with the land, growing rice, raising animals, and practicing rituals that had been passed down for generations. But it wasn't just the simplicity of life that made the village unique. It was the strange aura that hung over the place. The travelers noticed that, despite the cheerful hospitality, the villagers were deeply superstitious. They refused to venture out after dark, claiming that the spirits of the mountains roamed freely at night. The travelers heard stories of people who had gone missing, only to return days later in a trance-like state, unable to recall where they had been. Some spoke of lights seen in the sky, hovering silently over the forests, or ghostly figures glimpsed in the mists. One evening, as the travelers sat around a fire with the villagers, the mood suddenly shifted. The elders announced that a special ritual would take place that night, something that was rarely performed. They explained that the ritual was meant to appease the spirits and protect the village from harm. The travelers, eager to witness this mysterious ceremony, were invited to observe. As night fell, the entire village gathered in a clearing near the edge of the forest. The air was thick with the smell of incense and the sound of rhythmic drumming. The elders, dressed in elaborate robes, chanted in a language that the travelers couldn't understand. Then, as the drumming grew louder, the villagers began to sway, their eyes half closed as if in a trance. The ceremony reached its climax when a large, circular stone slab was uncovered in the center of the clearing. The slab was engraved with strange symbols, spirals, and geometric patterns that looked nothing like traditional Vietnamese art. As the chanting grew more intense, the elders poured a thick, reddish liquid over the slab. The moment the liquid touched the stone, the symbol seemed to glow faintly, as if responding to the offering. Suddenly, the air grew unnaturally cold. The fire that had been blazing moments before flickered and died, leaving the clearing bathed only in the faint light of the moon. The travelers felt a wave of unease wash over them as the villagers fell silent, staring intently at the stone. The mist thickened, swirling around the clearing like a living entity. And then, just as quickly as it began, the ritual ended. The elders signaled for everyone to return to their homes, and the travelers were urged to go to sleep. But sleep did not come easily that night. The travelers felt a strange pressure in the air, as if something was watching them. There were faint sounds, whispers, rustling leaves, and the distant echo of a bell that seemed to come from nowhere.